बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज का जो हमारा सेशन है वो नंबर 10th सीरीज ऑफ फाउंडर्स एज ट्रेनिंग सेशंस। आज के जो हमारे सेशन का मेन टॉपिक है वो बिल्डिंग अलायंस। रिस्पेक्टेड नईम जफर साहब हमारे इस प्रोग्राम का होस्ट होंगे और हमारे पास एक्सपर्ट ट्रेनर मिस नाइला काजी वो भी हमारे पास इस कॉल के अंदर मौजूद है। वो पूरे ट्रेनिंग के अंदर अपना बिल्डिंग अलायंस के टॉपिक पे अपना प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर करेंगी। तो फॉर्मली हम अपने आज के सेशन का आगाज तिलावत कलाम पाक से करते हैं। तो with that, I'm starting the today's session with the recitation of Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان. तर्जुमा। रहमान ने कुरान सिखाया, इंसान को पैदा किया, उसे बयान करना सिखाया। सूरज और चांद हिसाब से है और बगैर तने वाली नबातात और दरख्त सजदा कर रहे हैं। और आसमान को अल्लाह ताला ने बुलंद किया और तराजू कायम रखी कि तोलने में नाइंसाफी करो और इंसाफ के साथ तोल कायम करो और वजन ना घटाओ। सदकल्लाहुल अजीम।
Thank you so much, Azhar. Thank you so much. G-Name, would you like to have a welcome and start, please?
Yeah, thank you, Naila. So, as people, some of them know, I was here last session as well. So our job is just to get some of the best speakers on the topic for you. I'm based in Silicon Valley in San Francisco Bay Area in California. Naila is from Canada. She's going to tell you more about it. But why do we care about alliances? So my point was that when you start a company, nobody takes you seriously. You're nobody. So alliance is one way to bring credibility to who you are. So every startup company I have done, I've looked for who will benefit if I exist. The one thing Naila will talk more about this, alliance is not about you paying money to them people. Amazon Web Services is not your alliance. That's your vendor. If you're selling to a company, that's your customer. Alliance is something very different. Alliance is something when there's a both parties benefit because you exist. So उसके बारे में आप समझ चाहिए, every company has to find out which company will benefit, which organization will benefit because I exist. And if they start talking about you, it gives you a lot of credibility. So it's very important to find out alliance strategy if you're going to start a company. So Naila is the expert. She'll talk more about it. I'll be available, happy to answer questions. And Naila, you'll introduce yourself better than I could.
So yeah, thank you so much. I think first of all, I don't know how much people know about your name. They're very, very fortunate. You have been in many sessions, and these guys have been taking advantage of your advice or teaching. Like Naim Zafar is kind of my mentor as well. I was very excited he is there because he has done everything what we look forward to do. I still have to grow up and I want to become like him. So a successful entrepreneur has done everything with larger organizations. I think manage up to 500 people, companies, and now contribute and a teacher at Berkeley, like one of the very renowned institute, an author. I think the list goes on and on and on, and we're very, very fortunate to have. So one thing which I wanted to really convey through this that when people like expats they feel for you, we feel for our country, we feel to like give back to you and really make you stronger and make you really take advantage of all that. So in today's session, for example, I work for KPMG right now. I took like a break session earlier, like it's hour by hour kind of back-to-back meeting. So in the prep, like it took me some time as well. So if there is any distraction in your background, because lots of you or majority of you are not on camera, I don't know what you're doing. If you are double multitasking, double doing, or listening to something else, and you're not kind of paying attention, it would be very unfair to both Naeem and my time as well. And also making sure that you're fully paying attention. So today's session is not about me teaching and talking a lot. It's more about you participating. So head on to the chat, like have your fingers warmed up, because lots of this would be on the chat, and then on the spot we may pick someone, unmute them, and we will ask them what they think. So today topic, I'll share my screen now. It's building alliances. As Naeem Saab said, that why alliances are important. I'm switching my camera off so I can focus on the slides. Uh, it's presented by me, of course. Let me know if Naeem Saab, can you share, see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. All right. So we kind of talk about this is like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, just take 1 minute, and let's talk about like what is your understanding of alliances, like how this word kind of comes to you. What do you think? Just head on to the chat, just give us the kind of your what you think. Just put your ideas there, like nothing is wrong, nothing is kind of wrong thinking. When we say alliances building, what does that mean for an entrepreneur, for a business person, and for you like yourself? Anyone, just put it in the chat. So personal relationship to grow business. Yes. Yes, Sarish, thank you so much taking the first step. Like very good. Like I need like a couple of more responses before we move forward with the topic. Yeah, friends of the business. All right. Yeah, to some extent. Teaming up with individuals, with entities who could value our business setting up. Yeah, very good. Like these are all very good ideas. And even like one more last one, and we'll move forward. So I really wanted to make sure that you're all kind of listening and you're kind of up and not sleeping. So alliance building means gaining like-minded people. Yes, to some extent, depends what kind of alliance is that. Getting partners, in some cases partnerships, some cases people don't want to be partner but they are part of your alliance group. So what does it mean building alliances? And you all shared the ideas, and my point two on the slide is keeping like your own business in your mind, or what stage you are in life. Maybe you are just pre kind of stage entrepreneur, or maybe you are like just getting education out of the university, because we have people at a very different stage of readiness where they are. uh, could anyone answer question two, that one personal strength that you can help build you, that can help you build alliances, like what you offer? Alliance is not just taking, it's also what you offer. So could you please put something in the chat where we could say that this is where you think that I can offer to someone else, or my business can offer? Okay, so effective communication, that there's a skill which you think, Khalid, that you kind of offer. Yeah, that makes sense. Skills and reliability. Yes, trust is a big element. Reliability is a big element. You offer that. What are some of the solid examples you could have in terms of your business offering to build alliances, collaborations, colleagues in the same industry? Yes, that's really true. Like these are some of the things which you offer. You offer value. Yes, you offer value to the organizations. The other piece is, why are alliances important? Like that's what where we have to answer the question why. Like if you uh, think about like why do we need it, uh, You may think that you're enough by yourself. Like you may think that your business is doing really great. For example, your idea is great. Whatever you started, it will work on its own. But that's not true. Like as we have been talking about it, that you really need to see that how do you grow, because you can't grow by yourself. So why alliances are important? Number one, they accelerate your business growth. So for collective efforts, yes, Mohammed, yes, enhancing the success, the personal potential, very good ideas, right? So I don't know, Amna 2718, like what does that mean? Is that something which is a name or something? I don't know. That was a little bit not clear. But Hasib, you're right, for business continuation, for growth. So that's the reason we build alliances. We access new resources and new knowledge, and especially in the knowledge world where we are right now, it's not easy for any company or any organization or any entrepreneurial um, um, startup really to think that they can grow alone. That's not going to happen, because you have to collaborate with someone, you have to be partnered with someone. Sometimes you just need strategic alliance. Sometimes you have people on your back to really say as a mentor or as a coach organization, but you really need to have those exchange of resources, exchange of knowledge. It also helps you increase market reach. Say, for example, one of my business is only training consulting. Like we do nothing else in that business. Yeah, scalability maybe, or absolutely scalability. Not maybe, like when you scale up, you need like more areas where which could scale your business up. So in terms of market reach, I'll give personal example. I don't have a platform, but a person who owns a platform, and they are collecting all the trainings and then roll out to those. They reached out to me to put my courses up there. First, I was reluctant. I did not know them. I have no trust, and I wasn't sure that what the credibility and reliability of this company is. Once I established that, I signed kind of an understanding document, a contract, and I'm now in alliance with them. So the advantage to my training companies, wherever they go and they do their promotion and do their kiosk, they do go to conferences, they talk about that. Oh, they have leadership courses, they have change courses, they have IT kind of related courses and trainings, and their partners are CCL Canada. That gives me also market access where I'm not even present, where I can't even access, and I don't spend financial dollars on that as well. And it also builds my credibility that another organization is talking about me. So this is what alliances could give you. Now I'll stop here for a moment, and I will give you a minute to think a time when any alliance help you or help any other business which you could remember which succeeded. Any example which you think that any alliance, even not in Pakistan, outside of the world, you kind of watch media and you could see that where people are building alliance, companies are building alliance, and they're being very successful. Any single time where you may have built some alliance. Yeah, Jazz and Worried Alliance. So, Abdullah, could you explain that a little bit more? I don't live in Pakistan. I don't understand the context. Could you unmute yourself and expand that? Jazz and Worried Alliance. Yeah, Thumbs Cola and Coca-Cola Alliance in India. Yes, that's very true. Yeah, so you get it, right? So where are we going with all this? That these kind of alliances help like one company to another company. Now let's talk about what kind of alliances we could get in. Like there could be many others, but I thought we should focus only three for the sake of our conversations. Yes, Hasib, Nissan and Toyota doing alliance as well. Yes, I'm not aware, but if that is, yes, absolutely, like more growth for them, more exchange of knowledge. So let's talk about what kind of alliances are possible, which you could kind of get into and think about it. And then there could be more, like research more, maybe give us ideas of more ways to be allies. Number one is strategic partnerships. That's extremely important, that strategically you are partner with another company. For example, just before this call, I was having a call with one of the tier 2 universities here, that these are my courses and I want to have a strategic partnership with Ryerson University or with Sheridan, and I am doing a paper for them which I'm going to send, that how strategically we could partner, because we could expand our offering to the community where we are, in terms of training, learning, in terms of managing change, in terms of IT change management, and those resources which you don't have, we could provide, and which we have we don't have, we could provide. So that's kind of the strategic partnership which we can get into, like at that level. Some of those examples are really good. All right, so Abdullah, you said Vareed was sim service company and it was on loss, and then they take really advantage. So just 1 second, is hard. Like the other is mentorship alliances, where there's no financial advantage, but you are speaking if okay, the screen is not big enough. Just 1 second. Is it like, is it big enough? Like, it's my largest screen. Like, is it big for everybody or it's small? Give us some like a raise of hand if it's you could see the screen properly. Izar, could you see the screen properly? Is it big enough for you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Izar. I don't know if you could kindly zoom the screen, please. Khalid, like the screen on my end is very big screen right now. I can move it to the other screen, but then I won't be able to read the poll. Then Izar, you have to read the poll. So let me see if you could see it now. I changed the screen, and is it being shared or not?
Your screen is being shared, but we are looking at not your. You're looking at not your slides.
All right, just 1 second. I just moved it to a different monitor, so I was surprised.
Okay, 1 second.
Why?
I am starting my share.
Yeah,
Yes,
give me 1
showing
second.
the poll.
Yeah, is that
this is
could we see the screen now?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, ma'am.
So Naila, we can see the screen.
All right, so let's bring up the poll. Let me explain a little bit. The mentorship alliances is where you get mentorship. It's not financial strategic, is you are just starting off. For example, the way you are here, this is an alliance as well, which you seeking by showing up in these meetings and in this program, the 10 sessions, and joining Aspire Pakistan, for example. The third one is networking alliances. We also network. That's why we are sharing our LinkedIn profile. I also requested that share, get connected to me, and come to these events, come to Aspire Pakistan event, in-person webinars, whatever. So this is another way of alliance, and it's very helpful for the organization as well. For example, here I have established business, but I still go to networking events. I pay for those events. You're very fortunate. I think you don't pay for these events. I go to in-person conferences and take my flyers, take my business cards. Sometimes I do speaking engagements. So those are networking alliances, which really give my business more visibility and more credibility. With that, I'll ask Izhar to bring up the poll. Izhar, would that require to stop sharing my screen and we could see what people think? You could release the poll now.
The poll is already in chat, so they can submit their vote and chat. They can find the poll in the chat.
Yeah, all right. And what they have to do, can you give them instructions, please?
Just to click on the option that you are thinking
You
that
think
this is
that, yeah.
appropriate.
So your question is, which type of alliance do you think is most critical for a startup? That's the question, and you have to answer in the poll. Jisaba, your hand is up. Can you please unmute yourself and ask us?
Yes, hi, ma'am. My question is, well, I don't understand the difference between these three partnerships. I'm sorry. Uh, could you just review and tell us the main differences between these three types of partnerships?
Yeah, all right. I'll go again. Naeem, would you have a go on this, and then I will re-explain.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. But see, the thing is, you're broadening the whole question. What's an alliances? You talk about networking alliances or mentorship or strategic. So the difference is strategic partnership to me is with another organization. If you're trying to convince people to, for example, your product is about helping school kids improve their scores, what strategic partnership will help you? So maybe the school board, maybe it's the parent association, or maybe even your masjid. They may promote you so kids can know that this software can help with their scores. So that's a strategic partnership. So strategic partnership will help your business get better, get visibility. In networking partnership alliances, organization which help you connect with other people which you want to meet. So she talked about how we can network through coming to talks or networking groups. Suppose you're alumni of LUMS. So whenever there's a LUMS alumni net, that is a networking alliance. So by going to those events, speaking at this event, participating, more people know that you exist. So that's an example of networking. And the third thing was mentorship. Mentorship will be organization which allows you to again be exposed. So Aspire is an example of an organization which provides mentorship. So by participating in Alliance Aspire meetings, you get exposed to that. So there are different idea is, how do you get your word out? How do people know you exist? How do people know that you're good or relevant? So these are different techniques. So for business, the most useful to me is strategic alliances. Which organization will promote my company or promote me? And how do I convince them that I'm good for them as well? Has to be mutually good for both parties. It's just good for you, doesn't other party is not interested in promoting you. So you have to find who will be beneficial if you existed.
And that's very good point, Naeem Saab. You said for your business strategic, like for my business, networking alliance is more effective, right? So it really varies from business to business because networking allows me to speak at conferences, to go and do alumni events, for example, to do webinars, because by doing that, I network with groups then who buy my products because the word goes out. So you have to see that what kind of alliance is good for your business. If you are a startup, say for example, what will work for you? Most of the time we need all three. Sometimes
Yeah.
we kind of depend on just one, like to begin with. Maybe some of you are not at that stage where you are a startup and you are just exploring. At this stage, Mentorship Alliance is the best because you can join Aspire, you can join Aspire sessions and training and in-person training, Aspire group, and kind of get ideas because you're getting mentorship. So maybe at that stage, but you already are a startup, for example, look for strategic relationships. People gave in the chat very good examples. Read chip or jazz, say for example, the chip makers were going into to loss, and in Pakistan I think it's Jazz is one of the providers. So they did an alliance with them. I think that strategic partnership, that one company which was not doing very well, by strategically aligning with another company, they kind of have their market value go up, but at the same time, they survived. Like the whole purpose is to stay relevant, to survive, because we live in a very tough competitive environment. You're not doing all these things, no one would remember you tomorrow. How many of us remember organizations which existed 5 years ago? So we don't remember them if they have not done all this very well. So you have to do all of those. But my question here, just to have you in the poll, engage you in the poll, that for a startup, what do you think is the best alliance? You could pick all three. So what's the result on the poll? What's the percentage, Izhar?
Mentorship Alliance is the
Is
more
the top
appropriate
one?
for all of them. Is the top selected partnership.
Is the top selected, right? And I think this group, Mentorship Alliance, is because maybe they are at that stage where mentorship is more beneficial for them. All right, let's go. What are the steps to build some strong alliance? And we build kind of understanding of the
Kindly,
concepts. I've
sorry for interruption. Kindly अपना स्क्रीन को दोबारा शेयर करें. आपका स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं है.
Is it shared now?
Yes, visible.
Yes.
Presentation mode.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So let's go here and talk about um, steps. Like, what are the steps? Like, no one would just build alliance with you um, if you want. Like, for example, I reached out to at least 13 institutions, and out of those 13, only two, although I'm established in the market in my local kind of niche, but I couldn't get, because they did not see the value in being partnership with me, right? Really, so the first thing is to have identify what are your shared goal. Like, they have to see that, and you have to see as well. And whenever you're reaching out, your reach, either in a written format or in speaking format, should be emphasizing the shared goals. Like, what do you think, where they can benefit? It's not more about what you can benefit, it's also you have to see from their perspective. The step two is build trust through being transparent. It's very, very important that you're transparent. Again, in your initial relationship building, kind of when you are in a stage, you are in meetings with them, you're requesting or you're sending your proposed documents, you have to be very open, very transparent. Number one, what you're seeking, why are you asking that? How would they benefit from this? And what is your benefit out of that? And what's the collective benefit to the community as well? Never forget, like, entrepreneurship is not just about making money. Well, that's one aspect, a very important aspect. But the other aspect is you are having a community impact. Say, for example, if you build some relationships with another, the school example which Zafar Saab gave, what would be the impact on the community? Better school, better education, more word out, more kids like in school. So also highlight and point out what's the advantage overall to the community, to the society. And number three is communicate consistently and clearly. uh, I initially made some mistakes. I would send mixed messages, and some of the institutions wouldn't buy it because I was not very much clear. I think it requires practice. It's very easy to say that, but a couple of times you would fail. But failure is kind of the hallmark of being an entrepreneur. You stand up again and you kind of learn from your mistakes. You also seek mentorship that, yeah, I did that, but I did not get success into this. So I think consistent and clear showing up, like no one could be better than a person who shows up. So you go back again, and at some stage you really win that trust. Number four is offering value before you ask for help. That's my very, very favorite point. Either you are doing strategic partnership, or you are looking at mentorship, or you also looking as networking, what value you offer. So you have to be very, very clear that who you are, what you do. Someone said initially that I'm best at communicating. So yeah, that's the value, that's the skill. Maybe the other partner or the other company does not have that. They don't have those skills to communicate, maybe platform, maybe social media. So you could propose that in return or by our partnership, we could do that. Say, for example, Aspire Pakistan, you are mentors. Maybe you think that you are lesser and Aspire people are really bigger and they are kind of bigger in a sense that they're successful. But frankly, you offer mentorship, a relationship, um, you younger generation, right? You have like full of ideas. You offer your strength. Like it's really always two-way relationship. And here is I again stop for a moment and I'll have questions in the chat that share a step that you would focus on first and why. Like what would be your first step when you reach out, say mentorship alliance? Let's focus on that. What would be first thing you would focus on and why when you are reaching out to your mentor or to Aspire Pakistan person or to me or to Zafar Saab? Like, what would you kind of offer? What do you think you have? And you have everything what you could be and what you are. You really have to see inside and see like what are your skills, what are your those things which you could offer. And Izar, I'm not looking at the chat. If anyone is heading on to the chat, could you read out a couple of comments? And if this question is not clear, folks, ask me again, please. Raise your hand and I can explain it again. But I'm asking the focus on just G. Amna, like, can you unmute yourself, please? All right. So the question is, in a mentorship alliance, if you think that that's the best form of alliance which you are at this stage, or even if you're not, let's say mentorship alliance. We're building that alliance with Aspire Pakistan or any mentor. Like I could be your mentor, Zafar Saab could be your mentor, or a company like Aspire could be your mentor. But if we ask you that what first step you would take and why would you take that? Maybe out of these four, what would you pick, which is on the screen? I mean, you have to do reaching out, right? Either through an email or through a phone call or through the social group kind of chat. You have to do the reaching out. How would you do it? What would be the first thing you would try to do out of these 4 points? Izhar, you see anything in the chat, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you, and anyone, any ideas?
Muhammad Waqas, introduce ourselves, share what we have tried earlier and how they can help. ये comment आया है. Next
Very
one,
good.
identify mutual benefit. The next one
Yeah.
is alignment of goals. And the next one is build trust. The other one is goals. And the other comment is for all stakeholders, identify shared goals. So
Yeah.
these are
Identify shared goals.
comments
Yeah.
from participants.
Absolutely. Very good. Right. So these are all the things which we are trying to teach you, that when you reach out to people, even for mentorship request, so you have to offer value. Like someone said initially, I have the best communication. Maybe communication these days is also social media, that you can offer that. For example, that I can offer that my social media is very strong. If Naila Kazi, you build alliance with me, it will double up your growth of your LinkedIn followers, right? And I would immediately sign up an alliance with you, for example. Another thing which you could say, all right, can we do mentor menteeship relationship, Naila Kazi, with you? And I say, all right, that would be great. And you could offer that I am a very uh, disciplined person. I'm very punctual person. And I would show up in all those 3 meetings where you would give me mentorship, because that's another kind of way of building trust. and consistently and clearly showing up. So that's a gift as well. You could give back that to the person as well. All right. If you are an IT kind of tech savvy guy, I don't know how to do TikTok. So you could kind of in return teach that to me, or bring the benefit to me that, look, if you do that in your business, I am TikTok expert. I can bring that to you. So there are so many ways, so many things which you could do in return, to the mentorship, to that relationship which you have built with your alliance. So with that, we move to the next slide. I know there was a hand up. I don't know that was a question or that was just sharing an idea. But if you have a question, we will have keep them tight. We will have all at the end as well. So all right. So it is. Sorry, my apologies. Go ahead, please. Okay. So strategic partnership. Again, an example: a tech startup partners with a marketing agency to launch a new app. The example I gave you of my business, lots of training courses, which I kind of sell through other ways. But one of the marketing agency, they have a platform and they did a strategic partnership with me. They are launching all my courses on their platform. So I have personal experience of that and why it works. The startup me, like I'm focusing on my product development. I'm focusing on building best and excellent courses. I'm not worried about who would be, how it will reach out to the end user. The marketing company will take care of that. Is that example clear? If it's clear, just show of hand or say yes in the chat. I knew just a couple of yeses if that example is clear. Izhar, I can't see the chat. You have to read it out to me, please.
Okay, there is no comments,
Yes,
just
ma'am,
yes. So
clear.
everyone has agreed.
All right. So his example is clear. Yes, I just wanted to hear. Yes. So this is an example of mentorship alliance. A university grad, for example, connects with an experienced entrepreneur who provides industry insights and guidance. Say one of you, for example, reaches out to mentorship, and I know Aspire has a mentorship program. I'm just for the sake of example, you reach out to Mr. Naeem Zafar or anybody, you reach out to them, you reach out to me, and you request to become a mentee, right? So we can build that relationship. And why it works? Because mentorship accelerates learning and it helps avoid common pitfalls. Like if any mistakes can happen, like you can really pick our brain, but in return, as I said, you have to offer a lot. A, by showing up, now, B, maybe your own strengths which you bring in to support my business as well. I think it's always works the best if it's two ways. It's not always taking, it's always giving as well. And you have a lot as a mentee to give. The third example of network alliance is joining a local entrepreneur meetup group or an industry specific LinkedIn group, say, for example. Say, for example, you join my organization is called CCL Canada. You can join my group. We post a lot, sessions, webinars, lots of businesses connect there with each other as well. LUMS, alumni group, names I've given example. Any other example of your university, like UET, FAST, alumni kind of examples, you can join those groups. So that's network alliances. Why it works? Because regular interactions creates opportunities for collaboration and for referrals. If people are not buying your product, but they see you very active, they can refer it to someone else, to another organization, to another friend, to someone else. But you have to show up. There's a big saying by someone, either one of the big five top voices on LinkedIn. I was reading it a few days ago that no one could beat a person who shows up. Again, no one could beat a person who could show up. So if you show up, even if your uh, post which is not extremely good, if your offer which is not the best, if your idea is not the top idea, not refined, but you show up again and again and again, you get noticed and people really refer you. They refer your service. right? Now, real life example, for example, Cross Industry Alliance. That's another alliance we did not discuss before, but I think we alluded it before in an example. A health tech company collaborates with a fitness influencer to promote wellness products. Who could guess who is doing this? Someone gave earlier an example of Apple. Apple is kind of promoting itself as a health kind of product or company. They are doing alliance with some influencers in the wellness industry. Can anyone guess what is that? Izhar, you have to have your eye on the chat if someone could guess. All right, I have an example later. Keep in mind, stay curious, and we see if your guess is right. So this combines expertise and audience reach to achieve shared goal, because then all those health kind of freaks people who everyone is kind of health kind of people are gone nuts with health care and all those like personal wellness. So they would really buy those products. Uh, Co-branding alliances. We did not talk about this before, but I really wanted to throw this idea there. That's co-branding. Say, for example, one of my friend is a startup organization, uh, and they are co-branding with me that I am leadership provider, training provider, and they are co-branding with me that how could we train all entrepreneurs to be the leaders. And we co-branding it wherever their logo is shown, my logo is shown. We also have contract with each other, and it has given me so much reach, which I would not have achieved by myself, because that organization travels everywhere and they take that my brand with them. It kind of gets printed on the certificate, on all the documents. So we kind of co-branding with each other. So that, say, for example, a sustainable fashion startup partners with a popular eco-friendly cafe or joint events and promotions. Here it's very common. Say you go to Starbucks, but they have Roots kind of bags there and all those kind of products which you could buy because they're both eco-friendly and they co-brand itself, and they have logos, like both logos on the product. So that means people who love Roots product, they will definitely go and buy Starbucks coffee, for instance. And it enhances visibility. It leverages each other brand identity. So any questions like on this? Are these examples clear? Say yes or no. Yes in the chat. I only need 2 yeses. Maybe someone can open their mic.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. This person is really brave again and again. Yes, I don't think anyone else kind of opening their mic or talking about it. All right. Right at the bottom, a line appear that think about your business idea or your business or your idea. What type of alliance could help you grow and who could be potential ally? Very important, right? So go back to one slide. We said strategic partnership. We did a poll on that. We also thought mentorship alliance. We thought networking alliance. And then we gave 2 more example, cross industry and co-branding. So, all right, head on to the chat, guys. Right now, if you want to open your mic, you could give example like for your business or your idea, what kind of alliance you think is good, can help you grow, who could be your potential ally. Say, for example, if mentorship alliance is your favorite, Aspire could be your ally in terms of you could seek mentorship from here, but also you offer back something to Aspire community. Anyone would like to unmute and give an example or pick something? Anything in the chat is hard?
No comment yet added.
All right. So what is your idea about Izhar, like whatever level of business entrepreneurship you are, who could be your best ally?
Partnership alliance.
You would seek like which partnership? Strategic partnership?
Mentorship partnership.
Mentorship partnership. All right. And why do you think that?
It's basically based on my personal interest and the area which I am seeking for.
And what do you offer in return?
To make another community and to serve back to the other communities.
Yeah, very good, right? So you have something to offer back to the community. So guys, you are really quiet. Like, is that too hard concept? Like, I don't think like with the quality of education you have received and what you are, this is a rocket sign. Like, I'm just reiterating what you may already know. Like, this is nothing new. We all see that is happening in the global world. So I'll just give you an example. Spotify and Uber. Uber is like Kareem. Uber is here. Spotify, you all know, is a musical selection. It's a platform which you pay like $14-20 a month, and you can listen to the music of your own choice, like no ads and nothing else. Uber is like Kareem is an organization. It's like drives um, around in all these Western world type of alliance. This is a type of strategic alliance. Spotify and Uber partner to allow Uber riders to control the car's music. So instead of the driver putting his music, say if it's a Sardar driver, for example, instead of having Punjabi music, I have a choice now when I'm going to work and taking an Uber that I can use the Spotify, link it to my Spotify, and listen to my musical kind of list what I have. So, what advantage both the organization got here? Anyone could tell? Like, imagine you are traveling in Kareem, and you have a platform where you can
Customer
listen to
satisfaction.
customer satisfaction. Very good. Like, what else? Customer happiness, like happy customer or repeat customer. So they will tell others, and a lot of people then will buy Spotify because then they would say, all right, you can listen to the music in Uber, right? So a lot of people will also order Uber because they know that, okay, it's 1 hour ride, but at least they will have nice music to listen to. So both companies in return achieve advantage. This is the best example of strategic partnership.
So,
The
ma'am,
other,
can we
sorry,
say that it's like a
yeah, absolutely.
marketing
It's
strategy for both of
yeah,
them?
and that's why we do partnership, right? It's because
Right.
if we don't have too many marketing dollars, I don't have right now. That's why that platform which I was saying, I gave them my kind of courses to um, advertise. The person who does the entrepreneurship early startup, I gave them my logo to put it and my educational kind of facilities that we could do that because I don't have marketing money. They have marketing money, and it's kind of good strategic alliance because we are both making each other grow, but I'm not using my marketing dollars. Absolutely. So the health one, which I said, guess, that was Apple and Nike. It's very, very interesting that this is called cross industry collaboration. Nike are shoes and clothes, and Apple is watches and healthcare. And now they are like very much famous here in healthcare. You can count your steps and all those things. Like everyone is crazy about it. So they collaborated to create Nike Plus app. So this app integrates with Apple devices to track fitness metrics and provide performance insights, right? And what's the advantage? Why it works? And Nike benefits from tech integration of Apple, and Apple positions itself as a fitness and lifestyle brand. Is this example clear to everybody? We are very much going to the close, but I really wanted your feedback. Sabah, Azad,
Yes.
you have raised your hand. So hand raising
Yes,
either as a question or as saying, yes, you understand.
no, as a question, sorry. Because can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm listening, Gigi Sabah. I'm
Yeah.
listening to you.
So ma'am Nala, my question is that so here there's a term called cross-industry collaboration. Is it so there is no transaction involved, like they're not Nike and Apple are not doing business together. That's why it's an alliance, or is there like this relationship is transactional also? This Yeah, I am getting confused by the nature of relationship. Like, is there money involved, or not?
No, I think it's not all these transactions, all these cross-country collaborations are not financial exchange. They can make money off the product, right? And like, I don't know what kind of arrangements they have, but we're talking about when you reach out to the person, say, for example, um, I'll give you a simple example. The platform which sells my training courses, uh, there is no upfront money which I would give them for marketing or for anything. But we made an arrangement that if we sell a course, the guy who owns the platform will take some cut, some percentage. The lady who is promoting all those courses, going to place to place to place, promoting courses, she will get some cut, and I will get a cut. So three of us will get some kind of financial advantage if we sell one course each. And it will go like as the bulk courses are sold, we will get our cut kind of change. Likewise, Apple and Nike may have some kind of arrangement that if we sell kind of more watches with a Nike kind of plus app, then they may take some more. There would be some financial transactions involved, but there is no upfront cost when you reach out to the alliance. I'll give you an example of you being mentorship a mentee to Aspire Pakistan. Was there any financial transaction between you and Aspire Pakistan, Sabah?
No, no,
No, there was no, right? But
no,
at
no.
some stage, if you establish your business, you come back to Aspire and you say, look, my business is established, but I really wanted Aspire to take me on board. Uh, I don't know if Aspire has that platform and promote my product. And if I sell that many units of service or product, then we can kind of come up with some kind of financial transaction. That happens. End of the day, the purpose is financial transaction, right? But when you reach out and when you do that strategic partnership or cross industry collaboration or mentorship or strategic, or the other one which we like, five of them we talked about, at the outset, it's an understanding and trust. But the end goal is an impact both in terms of financial, uh, wealth, affluence, but also impact on the society. So that's the end goal. And that happens once you are at that stage, then you talk about money. Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like we all do that so we can have some tangible financial advantages, but they are kind of the end goal. But we're talking about the upfront, that how would you do that? How would you actually make the other company have an alliance with you? It's not easy. I'm going through that, and out of 10, one like 9 times I get rejected because they maybe their goals are not aligned to my goals. Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
our only tool is chat. If you don't type anything in the chat, I would take that you're doing something else or watching a movie on your mobile.
There is a
Okay.
question in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
What's the question, Izhar, please?
Yes. Uh, what factors should I consider when elevating potential partners or alliances?
What factors? All of those which we have discussed in this um, presentation. Say factor one could be, the top factor would be what goals you are achieving and what goals they are achieving. For example, in Nike and Apple example, they were both trying to achieve and target market, which was health and wellness. So Nike may have looked uh, around 10 other companies they could strategically partner, but they thought, all right, Apple is best because Apple is trying to be in that wellness market as well. And Apple is tech company, Nike is not tech company. So you also have to see what you don't have. then you see the strategic alliance with that. So that factor one. Factor two is being transparent, being open, as we discussed in that slide. That what are your goals, why you want to achieve them, what is your end kind of game, what kind of impact you want. Say, for example, if the other firm does not believe in social impact and they just are very money driven, but you also want impact on um, the school example which Namesab gave, that no, I want to have the school in lower kind of poor areas. I really want to have impact at that. But the other uh, partner does not care about that target market. That is not your common goal, right? So you have to have common goal. Very, very important. Number two, being open and transparent, very important about it. You can't hide things. You can't just come up with, maybe in the past you have bad example, you share everything with them like at the upfront, so they know all the legal requirements, so that partnership should be shared very openly, and all the financial kind of arrangements which have to happen at the end. Say, for example, in my example, people who are putting my courses on their platform, I'm very, very clear that this is the kind of impact I want, but I also want this is kind of the financial gain out of that, because I'm hiring people who will be teaching. I need to have break even and I need to have this percentage of profit. So I'm very, very clear right um, upfront. I did that with 5 other companies. They did not align with my goal, but this one aligned to my goals, and then how we are going into the partnership. So also clearly, consistently, I'm communicating with them. I'm available for meetings whenever they need anything. I provide them. So that's another factor, very critical. If you respond back to them in 15 days, then that's not good consistency as well. And I don't remember what was the last point which we said. I think these are all the factors which we have been discussing, which are important. Anything else is hard, because we kind of are on the finish line. We, I think, 2 minutes over. So I stop here, and I would now ask someone to open, someone else, not Sabah anymore, because she has been so brave. And thank you so much, Sabah, for sharing. The question is, how can strategic alliances, like we saw in Spotify and Uber, Spotify is music. You can give me Cream example. Nike and Apple, for example, they can enhance your business user experience. Maybe you have a brand in your mind. They can brand exposure and growth potential. Like, how can that help you? If you have even an idea of something, how could it help? Trust me, no comment is a wrong comment. You don't need to be embarrassed. You have to come up, because that's how you kind of come out of your comfort zone and really share. Just take over. Like this chat should be just very full. Hasibullah, like your hand is up. बताइए जी,
Yes,
बोलिए.
yeah, I want to share something
जी जी.
regarding the question that's on the screen. Uh, well,
What's the question
w-
on the screen, please?
the screen,
Oh, this
I'm,
question. Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, my intake from this example of Spotify, Uber, Nike, Apple Alliance is that what they are doing is basically they are doing for their brand credibility. Both are credible brands and they are doing to get more platform. And maybe they are also using their shared innovation opportunities that they have and targeting more and more users.
Absolutely. Yeah, more and more users, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
all already established brand, but targeting more user. And why do we need to do that? Because you could never rest as an entrepreneur. You have to have it, because then if you don't do this, you will be talk of yesterday. You will be gone. I don't know. You guys may be very young, but there was a book by Jim Collins, Good to Great. And when I was doing my MBA, oh my God, that is very long, and I don't want you to guess my age, but I did from Sydney University, Australia. It was in 2010, 2008 kind of time period. I did my MBA, and Good to Great was something we will hold on to that book. And now I read that book. The book is amazing. Jim Collins is still there, does lots of talks, but half of the companies which he said great companies, they no longer exist. So if you don't do that, why Uber has to do it? Uber is so famous, right? Kareem is so famous, say, for example. But they are really planning their next 20 years, 15 years, 10 years roadmap. And they see a lot of changes now. AI came, say, for example. Every organization kind of is nervous. They don't know how to use it. They don't know what to do with it. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to make their brand exposed more. They're trying to have their growth potential kind of really increase, and they have their end user experience really perfect, so they are kind of the next gen product. That's what you have to think, like next 5 to 10 to 20 years, because things are changing like with speed of light. Anyone else would like to say anything? And you young people, like your youth will bring out all these platforms and new ideas, but don't forget, right off the set, build those alliances. Right off the set, look around you, who could be your allies. And these days it's very, very easy. Through LinkedIn you can reach out to people outside of Pakistan, and everyone is open. All these Western countries, people really value people who are in struggling kind of economies. They help to build alliance as well, because you bring in your work ethics, your talent. Like our people are extremely hardworking. All my team is in from Pakistan, rural Pakistan, and I'm so proud that they really make me look good in North America. So that's what you bring in. You offer that in return, and people are really open to be your allies, no matter how strong and how big that brand is. Any
Ma'am, can
comment
you
on that?
please,
Yeah,
ma'am, can you please talk about the balance between the strategic partners?
benefits,
Balance, like a
balance.
big company, small company, and these balance,
Yeah,
equilibrium.
yeah, absolutely. Big company may look at the small company, and they may look at what this small company can give me. Although it's very small, sometimes they acquire them. They You have heard a lot payouts kind of thing. Sometimes they don't want to sell, but they want to stay as a strategic partner to play a little role. Say, for example, if Sydney University buys my course, which is really unique in its nature. I may not sell my course to them, but I would have this strategic understanding or partnership with them, that I would be the person who would be delivering that course, but under the umbrella of Sydney University.